Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video on XRP. But before I get started, please click the like and subscribe button as it helps this channel grow very quickly. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why are we looking at the Bitcoin price chart if we're going to talk about XRP? Well, at the time that we're making this video, Bitcoin is dumping out. And guess what? So is XRP. It's falling with it. But I want to talk about a lot of other things. So, right now, breaking a conference scheduled for Tuesday, June 7th, 2022 at 3 p.m. to discuss the SEC's renewed assertion of attorney-client privilege as to internal documents related to Hinman's June 14, 2018 speech. Then we see this. Regarding the Ripple versus SEC government lawsuit, most people believe that there's going to be a summer settlement. And I believe that also. I think by the fall, the government's going to need XRP more than XRP is going to need our government because of this. First, we see stock market crash incoming. This is trending all over Twitter. I mean, you type in stock market crash and it brings up hundreds of people believe this is going to happen this year. I disagree with that. I think it's going to happen next year, and we're going to get into that later in this video. So then we also see this: supply chain chaos, stock market tanking, inflation, housing market crash pending. Slow down, take a deep breath. We can help. This is about getting a small business loan in the midst of a global crisis. That's almost impossible at this point. I mean, most banks want to give you a small business loan with high interest right now because they don't know exactly where the market is going to go. And most people right now are more concerned about other things than opening a business. They're worried about their financial future. They're worried about money just leaking out of their bank account due to inflation. And I think banks are being very risky at this point. So, how long will the housing crisis last? According to Fannie Mae, recession or not, the U.S. doesn't have enough entry-level homes for everyone who needs one. And it will take at least 10 years for supply to catch up with demand. Now, that's a narrative that our government has been pushing now for months, probably over a year, ever since COVID hit. They're pushing this whole narrative that there's not enough houses for everyone. And the reason they're doing that is because right now housing costs and prices are at an all-time high. So what do they want you to do? They want you to buy this year. They don't care about you buying next year. Next year we might see the prices fall quite a bit, especially if the stock market crashes, recession sets in deeper, inflation gets higher. What do you think is going to happen next year? Housing's going to drop with the stock market if that happens. So they want to get you in that house now. They want you overpaying for that house. But the problem is, if the stock market crashes and recession and inflation and people are going to be out of work, guess what happens then? Foreclosures happen. So I believe they're already setting up a narrative for a much bigger crisis coming in 2023. Then we see this. I could see turning old malls into housing, but then I think about what happens during a fire in the middle of the mall. How ailing strip malls could be a green fix for U.S. housing crisis. Now, I don't know about you, but if you were born in the 80s or the 90s at the height of the mall era, great, you might want to live at the mall. But in 2022, who really wants to live inside the mall? I mean, I don't see this as a feasible option, but most likely this will become a thing. So then we see this. The goal of an apartment should be to provide low-cost housing while you save up enough capital to buy or build your own home one day. We should take all the money going to greedy companies and reinvest it into proper federal housing while you do just that. So, in other words, what they're saying here is you can't even save money because the rent is through the roof. I mean, Think about it. Okay, you have to pay more for gas now to get back and forth to work. And then your rent is sky high already. And then on top of that, the food prices are high. How are you going to put money into savings to buy or build your own home? So you see all these crises and they're all coming up, and a lot of people think this is really going to set in sometime in August. Right before the fall, we're going to see a lot of bad stuff going on as far as stocks, things like that. But I want to give you a different outlook, what I think is going to happen in the fall. So we see this SWIFT testing CBDC interlinking for seamless cross border payments. Now, here's what I was talking about. So, don't you think that the US government is going to need XRP more than XRP needs the US government by the time fall hits? And then we also have ISO 222 coming. And we know SWIFT is an ailing, dying system. So, who's going to need who more by the time we hit November? I see XRP becoming something way bigger than we can imagine by then, because it's a lot of stuff is going on in the background that we're not paying attention to as far as our payment system, plus recession and everything else going on. I think they want to crash the whole system and start over, like a whole reset. And I think that's where XRP comes in. So as far as the SEC lawsuit, that has to end before that can happen. So I think summer for an SEC lawsuit to end against Ripple is very feasible at this point. And by the way, XRP it had its 10th birthday this year. So XRP is officially 10 years old. And I mean, still going strong, getting stronger all the time. Now, people are saying that the bull run is over. So I want to show you the all-time, this is the most days since the all-time high. Guess what it is? XRP. 1,426 days. It's overdue. So let's get back to the stock market. Now, people, they're going to tell you, oh, it's going to happen in 2022. The stock market's going to crash, and that's going to be the end of it. I don't think so. And this is why. So we're going to go to all, and we're going to look at this. Now, everybody knows that this is a whole uptrend, and it has to fall. But before we see the fall, I think we see one more blow off top. And when that happens, I think we're going to run with it. I think Bitcoin's going to run with it. XRP's going to run with it. Whatever altcoin you're holding is going to run up with it. But that is the time to cash out, because right after that is going to come the fall. And I believe the stock market then crashes, ushering in a whole new system. And then I want you to keep a watch on this. And I'm surprised this is actually this high. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart, which I thought was going to start dropping even further at this point, but it seems to be, getting higher and higher now. I don't know if this is going to peak at some point here and then start falling very quickly, and then maybe we start our bull run. I don't know, but I always keep an eye on the Bitcoin dominance chart as well as the DXY. Now, until this dollar falls, we will not see any huge price movement in crypto, in my opinion, because in order for crypto to take off, the dollar has to fall some. I mean, even if you look back at the bull run of 2017, the dollar fell all the way down to 90 cents during the bull market, like the bull cycle. So in order for that to happen, I think the dollar has to fall below $1. So I want everyone to keep an eye on those three things, because when you start seeing some huge changes in these three things, guess what you're also going to see changes in? XRP and the crypto market. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great night.